Hello, my lovely Marshall blenders. How are you? How are you? Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope we're all doing good. We're staying positive, staying as healthy as possible. Now, something that I learned yesterday was that if you boil water and you take the dry skin of the onion, take it off, and an easy way of doing it is, of course, you want to wash it and let the cold water hit it, and the skin will start to peel off. Otherwise, it'll kind of stay and it's hard to remove. But if you do that, remove it and put it into the boiling water, let it set, and what I did is I also added limes. You can also use lemon. I washed the skin as well. Once that water boils, and I put it to very low flame, I put the skin in, I cover it, let it be there for like another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I pour that hot water into the container that has the lemon or the lime. In this case, I took the lime, actually squeezed out the juice to make lemonade and a lemon salad dressing. But the peel with the leftover pulp, I leave it in the container, and then I pour in the tea. I call it a tea that's made of the skin of the onion. And what that's supposed to do, the peel has vitamin C, and the onion peel has like healing properties. Like, it boosts your immune system. It's really good for the immune system. Another thing that this water is actually good for is for your scalp. You know, you could use it as a treatment, scalp treatment. It will break down like buildup and things like that. So it's a multi-purpose, but in the house we're using it because we don't have elderberry, and well, elderberry is like down to one more day, and we have no vitamin C. So this actually provides a good amount of vitamin C, and it provides a great boost to the immune system. If you guys notice, my energy is a lot better today than it has been for the past few days. And that's because I haven't been taking the vitamin C and elderberry to make sure my mom was able to take it. And no lie, since I took this earlier today, I almost immediately felt like reinvigorated. So yeah, you guys can tell. So whatever, getting to the point. I wanted to say hi to Living It Up with Denise. I love you. Her channel is amazing. She talks about hauls that she does from Bath and Body Works. She knows how to save money. From like Marshall's and Burlington Coat Factory and the dollar store and all of this stuff. She is amazing. And then Loli and Omar Murillo, I love y'all. They're family. I know them forever, but they also had left really nice comments. I appreciate it. And their kids have a YouTube channel too. My sister Justina in GARIFUNA. Justina is Tintigu. So hey Tintigu, Ida Binya, Ida Lia Lidibu Ugunye. Yeah, that means how's your day going? Ida Lia Lidibu Ugunye. Ugunye is today. Ida Lia, how's it going? Lidibu, you know, how's your day going today? GARIFUNA, Black Caribbean. Cheryl Jackson, if you're watching, hello. And Briezi Huggy, hello. And of course, hey child, Faye, you know, I love you, girl, because so Living It Up with Denise was the one that made me start the channel. And Faye, I want to say thank you that via her invitation to her watchers, I went from like 248 to 3-something now. So it's been a little bit over 50 people that have joined. I know that I've been giving away bags to people on the street with my name and asking them to subscribe. So thank you if you have subscribed after I gave you one of the bags. I'm going to be making some more of the bags. And I give them as an incentive, you know, to follow. Hopefully what you see is you're liking it. So now, Flower Child. Hi, Flower Child. 4 minutes, 5 minutes into the thing. Hopefully you guys are still here. So 5 minutes into the thing. Flower Child asked about the Alpha G treatment. So now what happens with Alpha G is that they do have the two-step treatment. And the two-step treatment, a lot of people are nervous about because they hear how people talk about it breaking the hair. So think this is just a sidebar. You guys know how we converse. It's a sidebar. So a lot of products have issues when they come out and people talk bad about it. So from 2003 to like 2010, you had a lot of these like complaints that could have absolutely shut down Alpha G. I'm happy that Alpha G stuck to its guns and just improved and educated the customers. Now, so the two-step treatment, the first step is the protein treatment, right? The second step is the moisturizing treatment. The first step, protein, what it does, it's called hydrolyzed proteins. So hydrolyzed proteins is a solution derived from the hydrolysis of a protein into its components, amino acids and peptides. So essentially, hydrolysis means, the word hydro means water. It means 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen, H2 and 1 O, H2O. Now, lysis means to cut. Lysis means cut. So if you have hydro and lysis, that means water is being cut. Those 3 parts are being separated. So how is it being separated? Remember, water is made up of what? H2O. So that means that there's an HO group and then an H alone. So hydrogen and oxygen stay together and 1 hydrogen is separated. So because they put water into the protein, now it becomes separate. And now you'll have the amino acid and the peptide. The way I like to explain amino acids, they're like beads, and the peptides are kind of like, peptide bond is like a link. So the link connects these amino acids, right? So it's like you make a chain. So that is what a protein treatment is. And what the protein treatment does is that it goes not into the hair, it goes on the cuticle layer of the hair. So it goes on the top. And what it does is it fuses or bonds to areas in the hair strand that have holes, that are broken. And it fills it. So that usually lasts for 6 to 8 weeks, right? So it goes on the hair liquid form, but as it dries, it becomes hard. And that's why people say if you touch the hair, it can break, because essentially what has enveloped each strand of hair is this almost like a cast. You know how when a person's arm is broken, it has a cast? It's almost like this cast that's there. And so imagine if somebody were to come and break the cast, you'd also be breaking whatever's inside the cast. So the same thing with the hair. If you all of a sudden come in and try and touch the hair when it's dry, that cast is going to be broken, and you will also snap the cast. Because remember, the product is not inside the hair, but it's literally attached to the cuticle layer. So if you break the cast, you're breaking the hair inside there. And that's how come they say you have to let the water run on it in order for it to run off, you know, and dissolve. So after it's dissolved, then you can start manipulating your hair, because the cast is no longer solid. It's now in a liquid form, and it's safe for you to remove it from your hair. And you must remove it. You have to shampoo it well and remove it well, and then follow up with a hydrating treatment. Have to. That's how come that treatment, that's called this 2-step treatment, has the moisturizing second step. Because what happens is protein treatments do dry the hair, because what layer are they working on? The cuticle layer. And remember, the cuticle layer now is blown up and filled with stuff. So now you have to have something that will moisturize that hair. It's almost like a person who's done a lot of working out, right? A lot of working out. And if they don't stretch afterwards or get a massage to relax that muscle, then the body is going to be too stiff. It's too stiff, you know? And so if hair gets too stiff, it gets brittle. If hair gets brittle, it will break. So that's what happens. It's not that the too much protein treatment breaks your hair. It's the not moisturizing. Protein treatments are wonderful for your hair, especially if it's relaxed, especially if it's color treated. For natural hair, yes, do a protein treatment, especially if you have high porosity. Why not? But you must follow up with a moisturizer. So they also have, AfroG also has a 2-minute treatment that doesn't necessarily have a 2-step. It's just you put it on and it does the protein treatment. So I'm going to tell you guys some of my suggestions of good protein treatments that you don't have to do a 2-step for. AfroG, listen, I love AfroG. I have used it in the past. I don't use it now, not because I don't want to, simply because I lean towards professional treatments, meaning that 87% of what I use is professional line. Okay, and you'll see that one of the things I mentioned, a few of the things are not necessarily professional. So one of the things is Briogeo, don't despair, repair. So if you use this treatment, don't despair, repair, I've heard some people complain and say, my hair felt too dry, or it felt, obviously because it's a protein treatment. Anytime you use a protein treatment, your hair is going to feel dry for the most part. Excuse me, it'll feel dry. So you have to follow up with a moisturizing conditioner. Just have to, okay? The other one that I like is Nexus Emergence. Emergence or emergency, however. The other one I like is Olaplex, okay? Olaplex, on the other hand, is a really good one. The same as Uberlist. Because these are treatments that don't just go into the cuticle layer. It actually goes into the cortex. It goes inside and does this treatment. So it builds bonds from inside. The other one that I like that does the same thing about going inside the cortex is the Brazilian Bond Builder treatment. That one is really good. Affirm 5-in-1, I like that one a lot. It does balance out the acid in the hair, but it also does help form the protein bonds. This is a really good one. Pay attention. Joico K-Pack, they have a specific line, protein-based shampoo, conditioner, treatment. Try it. And then, of course, the Redken Extreme, which is what I always use. The Redken Extreme line is a protein-based treatment. It makes the hair stronger. You'll notice something, guys, when you have a shampoo or a conditioner or a mask that says strengthening. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it has protein, some form of protein, some form of hydrolyzed protein. Now I'm going to ask you guys, what is hydrolyzed protein? Remember, hydrolysis. Hydro means water. Lysis means cut. Hydrolysis means that the protein has actually been cut to separate the two elements, the two beads, which are the amino acids, and the link, which is the peptide, right? So those two things are separated. So anytime that you read strengthening shampoo, strengthening conditioner, strengthening leave-in conditioner, they have proteins, because proteins are what strengthens the hair. Essentially because, and here I'm going to give you a quick breakdown, hair, did you know, is made up of protein. It's called keratin, right? So what happens in the follicle is that all of these elements, called the cons, they form into amino acids, right? Amino acids are the building block of the protein. So they form into amino acids, but they're not joined together. They need something to join it, and what joins it is a peptide. A peptide would be in the middle, like a link, and it would connect these two amino acids. So when you have a bunch of peptides, right, that connect the amino acids, it's called a polypeptide chain. When a polypeptide chain starts to take a form, like a 3D form, it goes from being a polypeptide to now being a protein. So proteins and polypeptides are not the same. They're not the same because they have to go through the process of, the polypeptide has to go through the process of now, instead of just being a chain, now actually taking a 3D form and coiling and becoming like a helix form, okay? And that's the difference between a polypeptide and a protein. So they're not the same, even though they're made up of the same thing, polypeptides, but the protein has to take the 3D form. All right? So I hope I answered your question, Flower. That's what it is. The protein treatment, you got to be careful with. The AfroG 2-step protein treatment, you have to be careful and follow the instructions because it fills that cast around each strand of hair as it's filling the holes in the hair with the necessary elements. The cast has to be dissolved by water so that then it's no longer a danger of breaking the hair that's inside the cast. After you have dissolved the cast, you must follow up with a moisturizing treatment with the AfroG. Now with the other lines, yes, some of them are balanced, have moisture balance, and you'll feel that your hair feels wonderfully moisturized. And if you don't feel that your hair is wonderfully moisturized, then all that means is follow up with a moisturizing treatment. So I hope that this little conversation was good for you. Stay healthy, stay positive, and take nothing for granted. Can I tell you guys something? This time of being in quarantine or whatever, I think will help a lot of us appreciate the things that we take for granted. Sometimes we take our families for granted. Sometimes we take our creator for granted. Sometimes we take ourselves for granted, or our neighbors. Learn not to take things for granted within this time. How do you learn not to take things for granted? You appreciate the things. Make phone calls. Send text messages. Read things that you haven't read in a while. And make yourself available, within reason, to help out. Okay? So, with that being said, I will say goodbye, my lovely Marshall blenders. See you soon. See ya.